Hi everyone, we're here today for National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week. We're going to be talking about expect the unexpected. So I'm going to start just by introducing myself. I'm Megan Giddens. I'm the Assistant Director with the University of Central Florida. We are located in the Student Health Services building on campus on the 3rd floor in behavioral health. And I'm going to be co-hosting this today with one of our therapists who works in the same office, Jennifer Calame. Jen, you want to say hi?
Hi, I'm Jennifer Calame, licensed clinical social worker.
Awesome. So National Collegiate Alcohol Awareness Week brings students and campus resources together to improve the awareness and responsibility about alcohol consumption. So today we're going to be talking about alcohol expectancies. But you might be asking yourself, what are alcohol expectancies?
Alcohol expectancies are our beliefs about what we think will happen when we drink. What might be some common things you expect to happen from drinking alcohol?
How many of you think of alcohol as a drug? So those of you that answered yes, alcohol is a drug. It's basically an over-the-counter drug that you don't need a prescription for, right? Yet alcohol advertisements often sound and look different than other drugs. So if alcohol was a prescription drug, this might be what an ad for it would sound like.
Do you have feelings of inadequacy? Do you suffer from shyness? Do you sometimes wish you were more assertive? If you answered yes to any of these questions, ask your doctor or pharmacist about tequila. Tequila is the safe, natural way to feel better and more confident about yourself and your actions. Tequila can help ease you out of your shyness and let you tell the world that you're ready and willing to do just about anything. You'll notice the benefits of tequila almost immediately, and with a regimen of regular doses, you can overcome any obstacles that prevent you from living the life you want to live. Shyness and awkwardness will be a thing of the past, and you'll discover many talents you never knew you had. Stop hiding and start living with tequila. Tequila may not be right for everyone. Women who are pregnant or nursing should not use tequila. However, women who wouldn't mind nursing or becoming pregnant are encouraged to try it. Side effects may include dizziness, nausea, vomiting, incarceration, erotic lustfulness, loss of motor control, loss of clothing, loss of money, loss of virginity, delusions of grandeur, table dancing, headache, dehydration, dry mouth, and a desire to sing karaoke and play all-night rounds of strip poker, truth or dare, and naked twister. Warning, the consumption of alcohol may make you think you're whispering when you're not. It's a major factor in dancing like a may cause you to tell your friends over and over again that you're in love with them. Also may cause you to think you can sing. Alcohol may lead you to believe that ex-lovers are really dying for you to telephone them at 4 in the morning. Alcohol may make you think you can logically converse with members of the opposite sex without spitting. It may create the illusion that you are tougher, smarter, faster, and better looking than most people. And it may lead you to think people are laughing with you. Alcohol may cause pregnancy. And it also may be a major factor in getting your ass kicked. So what are you waiting for? Stop hiding and start living with tequila.
This ad may sound funny because it treats alcohol as if it was a prescription drug that can cure shyness and awkwardness, which obviously it can't. Overall, the purpose of advertising and social media messaging is to encourage people to believe certain things. For a specific product like alcohol, these messages often encourage people to associate alcohol with the expectations on the earlier list.
But you might be wondering how these messages influence beliefs about alcohol. So let's check out some footage from a guy you may have heard before, Ivan Pavlov.
When our brains build mental associations with things, it's called classical conditioning. 100 years ago, a Russian scientist named Ivan Pavlov found that he was able to condition a dog to salivate at the sound of a bell if he paired the sound of that bell with the presentation of food. It only took 23 times pairing the food with the sound of a bell to condition the dog to salivate every time the bell rang, even when there was no food around. American teenagers have been inundated with alcohol ads and social media posts. In fact, by the time you're 18 years old, you have absorbed over 500,000 ads related to alcohol. Alcohol advertisers know what they're doing. They've essentially conditioned your brain with the alcohol beliefs that they're selling. Think about it. It only took 23 times before the dog would salivate at the sound of a bell. 500,000 advertising impressions related to alcohol by the time you're 18. You do the math.
You've all heard of the placebo effect before, when something with no known therapeutic value can actually make people feel better. It's a great trick our minds play on us, that by believing and expecting something to work, it actually does. Saying a placebo will reduce pain reduces pain, but saying that the same placebo will increase pain increases pain. Believing that a placebo will make you feel better will make you feel better. Believing that it won't has the opposite effect. Now, placebos aren't just pills. They can be creams, injections, surgeries, or drinks. The effect of the placebo is bigger when the pill itself is bigger. Or if you have 2 instead of 1. Or 2 once a day instead of 1 twice a day. And a capsule will usually beat a pill. And a syringe will usually beat a capsule. A plain pill works worse than a branded one. A discounted pill works worse than a pricey one. And even a pill in a plain box does worse than one that's all shiny. Studies have shown that people who take their meds on a regular basis are less likely to die than those that don't, even if those meds are all placebos. You can even get addicted to placebos. In one study, a group of women took placebos for more than 5 years. 40% of them suffered withdrawals afterwards. Now remember that all of this is about comparing things that both have nothing medically effective in them, which goes to show that a placebo isn't about what's in it, but about the beliefs that we load onto it. Our minds create the medicine. And that.
Beliefs are tricky. When you believe something to be true, it's unnatural to question if it's false. Adopting a belief insulates the believer from changing their ideas or opinions about what they believe.
So to elaborate on that, our brains create these neural networks that, when activated by our beliefs, result in predictable action. Feelings are activated when neurons fire down a pathway. Like feelings cluster along the pathway with other like feelings and inhibit the activation of unlike feelings. So what does this have to do with alcohol? Let's take a look at a bar experiment.
We're with college students at Kelly's Brew Pub on historic Route 66 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The students are participating in an experiment to show how mental beliefs cause most of the good effects associated with drinking.
Lots of people think they have to have alcohol to get these effects, but the truth is you can get all the good effects of drinking without alcohol.
The students didn't know what the experiment was really about. They were simply told they were helping with a video about social interactions in a bar. Each student was served several beers, but here's the trick. Only 3 of the 12 students were drinking alcohol. The rest had non-alcoholic beer. Watch what happened. They started off with awkward small talk, but soon began acting wild and having fun. Their symptoms of drunkenness were real. The students weren't pretending. They acted drunk, but it wasn't alcohol that caused them to have fun.
The placebo effect is well documented in medicine. It's simple classical conditioning. Remember Pavlov's dog? Every time he'd feed his dogs, he'd ring a bell, and then after a while, he'd come back and ring the bell, and the dogs would start to salivate, even though there was no food.
The same kind of conditioning works in people. If someone in a bar setting is given a drink, their body will start reacting like they've had alcohol.
Okay, how many of you had fun? Great, cool. Okay. How many of you had as much fun as you'd normally have at a night drinking at the bar? Raise your hand. You had more fun.
The students used a breathalyzer to find out who really drank alcohol.
She's blowing. I felt happy.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you so much. How did you feel when we were drinking?
Like I was having fun.
You said you were drinking, right?
Yeah. Nope, so that's surprising.
Once people realize they can get all the positive effects without alcohol, they start to figure out that they don't need to drink as much, or even drink at all, to get the positive social effects of drinking.
It's the thinking, not the drinking, that causes most of the good effects attributed to alcohol.
Wait, what just happened? Here are the facts. The only true effects of alcohol are pharmacological effects: clumsy, slurred speech, dizzy, sleepy, sick, and nauseous. And it only gets worse from there because alcohol is a central nervous system depressant.
Any positive effects are within the first 1 to 3 drinks for most people. After that, what will increase are the pharmacological effects that Jen was talking about, not the alcohol expectancies. Yet that's not what is portrayed in advertisements, until now.
Music can provide a natural high. DJs are responsible for giving you that high. If you as a DJ are boring, people need alcohol to get that high.
Saves my soul. Tonight, the DJ saves my night.
I think the experiment works for sure. Because I think if music is good, people hit the dance floor. And the more they dance, the slower they drink.
The experiment generated 2 different videos. The most watched Heineken video ever, and Armin's campaign track, Save My Night. They climbed to the top of the charts in 27 countries. Over 100 remixes were made. The Dance More, Drink Slow movement started, tagged across social media as #DMDS. For the very first time, DJs became promoters of a moderate drinking message, battling to make the crowd dance more all around the world.
So, take the challenge that Megan just introduced to you. Try this experiment. Pay attention to how you are feeling before you get to the party, bar, friend's house, game. You get the point. And then pay attention to what is going on around you. Are you relaxed, happy, content, or are you anxious, nervous, and worried?
If you don't drink, tell yourself you are going to have fun before you get there and activate those positive beliefs. If you already drink, remember the biphasic effect. You can only get buzzed after a first few drinks. Any other positive effects are created by your expectancies. So remember, dance more, drink slow, or don't drink at all.